What's going on, guys? Paul here, and I am just jumping on for a fairly quick live stream just to look at Bitcoin and everything that's going on in the market, these crazy markets. It's probably one of the first mornings that I woke up that I didn't check Blockfolio as the first thing. I was out of bed before I checked it, and then seen the huge crash that we had last night. Bitcoin went down to $12,600, I think was the low that was recorded. And all the altcoins, you can see on the hour chart, they're all coming down. 24 hours, all coming down except Ripple. Ripple is holding up there. What else have we got? Anything else holding strong? In the last hour, NXT is coming up. Tether doesn't really count. Ardor. Where's Electronium, actually? Electronium is another one that is holding strong, and that is thanks to John McAfee yesterday. So this actually highlights the point that I want to say. So you can see everything is still green here, but Electronium is down to 9 cents. Yesterday we were at 10 cents. I think we might have pushed for 11 cents. I'm not sure, but that's something that I want to hit on. When you are looking at, hey guys, to everyone in the chat that is coming in there. So what I want on the prices, you can see here that all these prices here are in USD. But what you need to take into account is Bitcoin is a way down. All of these prices here, these are all in USD. But when you are buying a lot of these coins, so unless you're buying against USDT on some of the exchanges like Bittrex, then you are buying against the Bitcoin price. So when you're looking at that, remember that Bitcoin is a way down. So if we look at XVG here, Verge, so we can see the price is down to 11. It was 10 cents actually when I looked at it earlier. But it's not actually down that much against Bitcoin. The reason that the USD value is down so much is because Bitcoin is down. So when, well, I'm going to say when, because I do expect Bitcoin to bounce back up. When Bitcoin goes back up, you are going to see that the Bitcoin value here mightn't rise that much, but the USD value of XVG might rise. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at these coins and you're looking at the USD value is a way down and you think you're going to get a good buy. Make sure you have a look at the Bitcoin price as well. So look at the Bitcoin, or at when you're looking at these smaller ones, look at the Satoshi value. Satoshi is anything after the decimal point in Bitcoin. So everything that comes after the 0 point, then you're talking in Satoshi. So this is 758 Satoshis. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at them. Looking here at Bitcoin, let's bring it up on the chart. So here is the day chart for Bitcoin. So as you can see, it doesn't look all that nice for Bitcoin at the minute, but as we were saying yesterday in the live, we were due a big, I suppose, a big pullback in Bitcoin, and we are getting that. Now the pullback overnight was a lot bigger than even I expected, but you can see that we did find support. And the interesting part here, again, as I say, cryptocurrencies don't always follow technical analysis because news plays a bigger role than it does in Forex, but you still can use it as a basis. If you look here, there was a support. This was back on the 9th of December. As you see, the date is down the bottom. Each of these candles is 1 day. So on the 9th of December, we fell down here to around the 12,600 mark, and that's where I've drawn the blue line. And as you can see today, at the lowest, Bitcoin came down and touched that point again. So it has created some support here at this level. What we need to see now for Bitcoin is Bitcoin to actually keep pushing back up. You can see I've drawn another line down here. Let's take that off. We're drawing another line down here where this is looking at the downtrend. So it's a fairly severe downtrend at the minute that Bitcoin has gone into, but the fact that it has support means that I see it coming up and testing this line here. So again, this is all my opinion. These support lines, these trend lines, everything you see on the chart are ones that I have drawn. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm sharing with you guys my thoughts on where the market might go and potentially what I might do myself. So you can see this line here. So I don't know if we'll come back up and hit it today, because we would be coming back up towards 16,000 up here. I do think within the next day or two, it is going to come up and meet this line. So if it doesn't meet it today, then we'll be moving over here. So it will be lower again. and we could come up and meet it around 15,000. So for me, 15,000 is going to be a very interesting 15 to 16, I suppose, depending on how much growth we actually get in Bitcoin today. It's going to be interesting to see, can it push up through that support towards that resistance level, because that's where the downtrend has been coming. If it can come up and break this, I can see us heading up towards the 20k. Maybe we mightn't reach it towards the end of this year yet. It all depends on the interest. A lot of what happened here, okay, so yes, we were due the pullback. You had people pulling out profits before Christmas and stuff like that as well. We had the Bitcoin Cash getting added to Coinbase. It all started to put fear into the market. Fees are crazy on Bitcoin at the minute. Even some of the die-hard Bitcoin fans are getting a little bit put off with it and considering Bitcoin Cash. People that I know that are hardcore Bitcoin, never touch any of the forks or alts, then they're all of a sudden starting to consider Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash isn't as bad as everyone thought it was, but we'll have to see what happens in the next few days. It will be interesting. I hope that this is where it has found its support. As you can see, it has the same support level here. And as well as that, with Bitcoin Cash and with some of the big guys taking profits, you also have people who bought in at the 19,000 level, and they bought in because they heard all this talk about Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden when they see it dropping and dropping, they get scared and they try and sell it off. And it's like, okay, Bitcoin, they'd heard all these things about Bitcoin going to 20k, 30k, 50k, and they all started to pile in and buy in. So at the minute, we're getting a bit of fear here in the market where people have seen so much red, they're just taking out, they're cutting their losses and they're taking it out. Personally, I'm going to be holding. I do still think we're going to see the 20, 30, 40k Bitcoin next year. My target is to hold and potentially buy up a little bit more Bitcoin later on today if we come up here, especially if we come down and bounce off this. Let's take a look at the hour chart, actually, how we're going. So you can see this was the low down here. Here's the blue line that I had drawn. So if we come down and bounce off this again, that is where I would personally be looking to stock up on a bit of Bitcoin, somewhere down around, if it comes down and touches that 12.6 and then comes back up towards 13, that's where I would be looking to get a bit more. That's personal. Let's see what some of the comments are actually. Huge downtrend, but I will not be surprised if we hit 20k again. Yeah, I agree, Eric. Sam, I'll touch on Ripple in a second. I agree, Eric. I think this is the pullback that was needed in the market. If you look back, I wonder, can we see it here? How big would we have to go? If we go on the week. So every time before Bitcoin goes to, now you can see this week has been probably the biggest decline in a long time, but every time before Bitcoin goes for new highs, you always get the dips. So you can see we had 2 weeks of red here, and then Bitcoin shot way up to a new high. Then we had a big pullback here of red, and we were just so used to seeing Bitcoin going up and up and up, we had to get a pullback. So now what we're looking for is Bitcoin to start going up again, and again we will get a pullback somewhere up here. Hopefully we'll get the pullback and people will get in again. So there's always going to be people taking profits. There's going to be fear in the market when you see these kind of things. It's just for it to find its level and then try and push up from there. Eric bought yours years ago. You are well set, so Eric. Happy days if you bought your Bitcoin a few years ago. It's really, really good. So Litecoin is a steal at the minute. Let's have a look. So Litecoin against USD is falling. It came down and touched 208. I know we had some big sellers in the market yesterday and announcements of selling, with the founder on about selling some of his. So we say, you can see there's a big decline in the USD, but if we look at that, do I have a Litecoin, Bitcoin? When you look at Litecoin Bitcoin chart, it's in the green today. Whereas when you, sorry, this is on the week. Let me go back to the day chart. So here's the day chart. So we are in the red for Litecoin today, but it hasn't really fell that much. So again, we talked about this support level here, or this resistance level here yesterday, and you can see we did kind of come up towards it and it's coming down again. But if we look at Litecoin against USD, so you can see it has been coming way down, but this is because of the Bitcoin price. So you can see it's down, what are we down from a high of 373 to 47. So we're down over $100. And when you look at that against Bitcoin, the drop has not been as severe against Bitcoin. You can see we did come down, but we bounced up. So anyone who wasn't on for the beginning, just make sure that you check the Bitcoin price of things and take into consideration whether you think Bitcoin is going to go back up or not. So again, we can look at XVG where the price of XVG against Bitcoin hasn't come down that much. The price against the USD has come down. And the reason for that is because this chart here is priced in XVG Verge against Bitcoin. You look at Ripple, same thing, we're on a pullback, but again, it's not as severe as if you looked at, we were up over $1 yesterday. If you look at the USD value, it looks like things have dropped a lot more than they actually have. When you look at the Satoshi value or the Bitcoin value here, it hasn't dropped all that much. So even if you buy in here and it holds fairly steady at that and Bitcoin goes up, then your USD equivalent is going to go up. Another one I am watching is Cardano. It's ADA here, but it is called Cardano. If you look on CoinMarketCap, again, we are seeing a bit of a pullback here, but if you look at the USD value, it looks like it's starting to really fall down. So people who are coming in new and they just follow the USD value, they see these big drops and they think now is the time to go in and buy. I would say keep watching the Bitcoin value. Bitcoin is where you want to buy. I don't really pay that much attention to the dollar anymore. Well, I do pay attention to it, but I don't give it as big a weighting as I give the price against Bitcoin. Because at the end of the day, when you sell any of these altcoins, it is Bitcoin you're going to be getting back. There is the option in here, USDT, but there is limited charts for USDT. And USDT, for anyone who hasn't heard of it before, it's USD tether. Someone else might pronounce that different. But basically, it is a currency that is set up that is fairly close to what the US dollar is. So USD tether is generally within 1 or 2 cents of the USD value. So if you're starting out with trading, you can start out and you can trade against that. It lets people understand exactly where they are in terms of USD value. And then later on, you can move to trading against Bitcoin. When we have these crazy drops like this, sometimes you see people, they sell off their Bitcoin into USDT before the drops, and then once the drop is finished, they come in and rebuy. So they would be in on this chart here. So this one here is the USD. This is the Bitcoin USDT chart. So what you would find is, again, you'll see I usually use the days because I don't really day trade anymore. I use the day on the charts just to get a better overview of everything that's going on. So you can see Bitcoin coming down. This is similar to the one that we showed on Coinigy. And what people will do is they will sell off their Bitcoin here. Actually, I'm logged out. If I log in now, it's going to give me that. It's really annoying with Bittrex. When you change IP, so sometimes I look at it on my phone, sometimes at home, sometimes in the office. And every time you log in from a different IP, you have to go verifying through your email and you go through your 2FA. And it just takes a long time. So we won't do it now. But what you will see is people will sell into USDT. When the market drops, they will then come in and buy. So it's an easy way to secure your USD value if that's what you're worried about. And you will have others then that will just ride it out. They'll let Bitcoin fall and expect it to come back up. Another one is NEO. So again, we've seen NEO finally giving us some of the rise that we wanted. We've had a little bit of a fall here, just like all altcoins. But again, it's one that I am expecting to come back up again. You can see on this, the USD value is down to 55. It did hit $80 yesterday. But the drop here hasn't been as severe as the USD. So let's see what the comments are. Litecoin is a steal. Yeah, there is a good buy opportunity coming in for Litecoin. I personally will be watching it to see will it go a little bit lower. Still kicking myself. I didn't take it at the $20, $30, $40, $50 when I was watching it earlier this year. I hope you... thanks, man. I appreciate that. Daryl, going after Bitfineed. Yeah, I'll be doing Bitfineed. I'm going to finish this live stream fairly soon. I just wanted this to be a kind of a 20-minute chat about Bitcoin because I'm having so many chats with different people this morning while I'm watching the charts. I said I'd come on and put all my thoughts out here. Bitfinex, yeah, I'm going to do a live stream for Bitfinex. So it's in about 2 hours. The Bitfinex ICO is going on sale. So I will do that. I'm hoping Bitcoin will go up a bit from now because I already have my Bitcoin in the system already. I had it in when it was around $18,000, and at that stage we would have been getting more Bitfinex for our money, but I'm still going to buy. I know there's people are thinking now of not buying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work out the statistics. So I'll just show you. Do I have Bitfinex open? Just want to bring up the Bitfinex to show you something. Bitfinex. Okay, so just to show you here for Bitfinex, for people that are getting into it later. In stage 1, they give you a 15% bonus and the coin is 75 cents. So there is potential to wait until round 1 or 2 when hopefully Bitcoin will have gone up in value, but take into account that you will be getting less of a bonus and you will be paying a bit dearer on the coin. So what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to work out what price you would need Bitcoin to be in order to get the same value here as you will here. The other thing is that they limit you on USD that you can spend per day. So it's $500 at the minute. So again, you need to take that into consideration because they do it in the USD value rather than Bitcoin. So other questions before we wrap things up. If I buy now, would I buy Bitcoin or Ethereum? I don't honestly know. If I was buying them right now, it wouldn't really matter to me because I will be buying them to put them into these currencies. Verge, Ripple, Bitcoin. Neo is slightly high. I would want more of a pullback there. I already have some. Another one is Funfair that I've been watching. What else have I not mentioned? Yeah, Cardano as well. So they're the ones that I will be looking to put my money into right now. But again, that's my personal opinion. There's going to be other people who will tell you just get your money into Bitcoin and hold, or get your money into Bitcoin Cash. Personally, I don't. I think I might have a small little bit of Bitcoin Cash that I got from some of the forks, but I don't really look at Bitcoin. Check Electronium, it's going up again. Let's check Electronium just before we finish. Electronium. Actually, another one as well. Did I see it there? BitShares is another one that I am watching and I hold from a while back. So you can see we had good growth over the last 7 days. It's another one I think that's a bit underestimated. OMG is another one I hold from a long time and we had some nice growth in it in the last week. There's Tether, which we talked about for a few minutes. Where is Electronium? There we go, 42. So Electronium on the 9 cent, but as I say, check out the BTC value. I know we were 700 and something yesterday. Let's check. Price in USD was $10, yeah, or not $10. Hopefully we'll see $10 someday with Electronium. That would be nice. 10 cent yesterday. Nearly 11 cent it was pushing for. Bitcoin price of 695. So you can see in reality, it's telling me here the Bitcoin price was 697 Satoshis, which is only slightly higher than this here. So Electronium really is holding its value against Bitcoin, whereas you see other currencies are going down in their value against Bitcoin and also going down in their USD. So the only reason that this is below 10 cent now is because of the Bitcoin price. Ideas is what I suspect to be the lowest you will see again. Yeah, I agree, Eric, and that is my opinion. Like you give your opinion here. I presume you're not a financial advisor either. Just like me, we're just sharing what our thoughts are on this. Everyone has to do their own research and make up their own mind before they get involved in anything. So, last few questions. Ideas about Idea Coin. Idea Coin are meant to be going live after sometime between Christmas and New Year. I think I heard a date. There's a few emails going around where they're looking for people to actually come in and test the lending platform. I haven't looked up on it yet, but I will dig into that. Most pressing thing all is my Bitcoin is in Ucoin Cash and Bitfinex, and I cannot do anything with it when all this drop. Yeah, well, it's good and it's bad. It's locked up, meaning that you can't do any harm to yourself, but also that you can't get into the altcoin. So I do agree. Luxury coin, I looked a small bit into, but haven't looked enough to really comment, Daryl. On the lending platforms, I'm still looking at them every single day. I'm looking at new ones. I'm just not going out shouting about any of them because there's none of them that are really grabbing me right now to say, yes, this is going to be a big one. I have been in contact with some developers on different ones where I find the coin and I send them questions and everything. Some reply, some don't. And I might have some things coming up in the next few days. But at this stage, we really have to be impressed with these platforms for us to go into them, or for me to actually put out dedicated videos to any of them. You will find me mention some, like I give my beginner's opinion on luxury coin there. There's other ones people ask me about where I have done more research and I just haven't done specific videos. But I will always give my opinion on these kind of lives. Should I keep them or send them to Bittrex and buy more? What's the reason? Again, that's a personal choice, Danilo. At the minute, there is a lot of upward potential for Bitcoin, but again, it can go down. We don't really know. Personally, I would be putting my funds towards some of the altcoins, but again, put them towards the ones that have not dropped much in Bitcoin. Or even, yeah, just be careful with what you do. I might hold some in Bitcoin and some into some of the alts. Again, I'm personally waiting for a little bit more of a pullback on all the ones I mentioned. Well, gee, Bitcoin is dropping since we jumped on here. We'll take a look at that. Lending. What did I miss? I missed something there. Bitcoin 13k. Yeah, we'll look at that now. Lending platforms not good. Lending platforms are great for short-term profits, but as I tell everyone, get your capital plus profit out early, and then you can play with the increase in value on the coins, maybe do some loans in certain ones and see how that goes. Devor released a new lending option, or a new staking option today, so I will probably go and I'll touch on that in the Bitfinex video later because that's more on lending. Tokenpay, yeah, that's another one I meant to mention. Actually, Tokenpay have stopped taking US members. People outside the US can still sign up, but they have now stopped taking US citizens, which I suppose goes to show the legitimacy of their ICO, because it is illegal to allow US members join your ICO. Whether there's workarounds and different things like that, I honestly am not sure yet, and it would probably not be legally right for me to start explaining ways to do that. I want Extra coin I haven't been following, can't comment on it. How much time is left in Ucoin Cash to go live? Ucoin Cash, I think it's around 4 PM today, so about 3 hours time the exchange is meant to be live, but they have already had dates up and they changed. Sent your dad $10 and a cut. Yeah, it's crazy the Bitcoin fees at the minute. As I was saying yesterday on the live, I sent 0.5 of a Bitcoin to the new passive income stream that I joined, and that cost me, was it 0.006 of a Bitcoin, and then I sent 0.01 of a Bitcoin, and that cost me 0.004. So they were both over $100 to send, and the difference was at the time the 0.5 Bitcoin was 8,000 and something, and the 0.001 was, what was it, only $100 and something, and it cost me nearly $100 in fees. But because I wanted to send them, I had to do it. But it killed me on the smaller one. The 8 grand one wasn't so bad. Bears are still on it. Yeah, let's look at Bitcoin, and then we're going to drop off this. And I'll be back at 3 PM, so make sure you hit the subscribe button below and the notification, and you will always get the notifications of when we're going live. Okay, so Bitcoin is really plummeting. When we come on, were we somewhere up here? I can't fully remember. Yeah, Exodus is what I use, and that's where I got hit with the big fees. But all of the wallets are the same. Blockchain I use as well sometimes. Fees might have been slightly lower on it, but they were still very high. Look, I want to jump off here. I have to do a few things before the next live that is going to happen at 3 o'clock for the Bitfinex. Well, it'll probably be about 2:45. I'll start the stream and I'll talk to you guys then. Do me a favor and please give the video a like down below. If you enjoy this kind of content, let me know, and I will do more kind of lives looking at just Bitcoin, altcoins, everything like that, as well as the ways that I look at and share how I make money with the lending platforms and with other ways as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you guys soon, and don't forget to subscribe if this is the first one you've seen. Thanks, guys.